So guys, key trades today is April 30th and a great Wednesday. I ended up going 3 for 3 today. I took one trade, which is my $1,000 profit. And then I gave one call out in the chat to the members for a short. We had a member take. And then I gave a live trade long that hit over 135 points capitalized today for the members. If you would have took my trade, you would have banked even more. But let's get right into it. Again, this is a $1,000 profit. As you can see, the profit with the live account numbers, and then we had Jordan take those dubs as well, and we had Chris take those dubs as well. Pre-market plan pretty spot on. I said aggressive selling, and I want to see the market retrace to the 15-minute and find continuation down to these levels, and that is my exact trade. From that delivery, I want to look long to discount, and then long target would be 504 data highs, and everything happened perfectly. So again, higher time frame structure. I'm looking at my target for the day to be this draw into the daily fair value gap. Boom. And then we have one more secondary target, which is going to be just below it in the draw into the 4 hour. So those were my main targets, the daily and the 4 hour. And then the 15-minute fair value gap I was looking for was just right off the open right here. So coming into my personal trade, it was very simple. Came in to the 15-minute, found that rejection. I did not like short here because the risk was just too big for me. So I waited to see how we act. Once we had a nice fake out here and kept holding inside and we found the selling pressure, I ended up getting short at 260, just placing my stop loss at the wick high for 20 points. Then I grabbed my fully out. I grabbed a scale at the low and then one more here, and then the full TP got met, which was why it was $1,000 in a minute 30-second trade. But that is a classic 15-minute model. And then we looked at continuation. Why did I want to see a continuation? Because on the 1 hour, we had a unfilled 1 hour imbalance resting here and 1 hour imbalance resting here. So on live, I gave this call out in the chat, which is just a classic 5-minute model for us. Same setup as right here. We draw back into the 5-minute fair value gap. Once we find that selling rejection, we look for a point of entry. Comes on this inversed fair value gap. Stop loss placed at candle high. TP1 is going to be scale break even here, and then TP2 is going to be into the 1 hour, and those both got hit nicely, and this is about a 65 point gain, 52 points, and then 65 points with just a 15 point risk. And as you can see in the chat, I did call that out. Potential 5-minute short model if we inverse, 187, inverse if it closes. Here's the TPs, 35 and 21, and bang. And then lastly, right, once we delivered low, what was my last thing in the plan? To look for a long reversal. And the long reversal target is very, very strong for me in my opinion. Again, data highs is a good draw. In hindsight now, it ripped everything out the water. But I wanted to play conservative here. If we find strong buying, which we did, minimum we can see us reprice up to this 1 hour. So that was my full TP. It comes on a 5-minute inverse setup. I do not like taking the early entry against this aggressive selling with the bearish news. So we waited for the inversed 5-minute fair value gap, which we closed up here. Also inversing on the 15-minute as well, which was going to be that retrace entry there at that 15-minute. 41. I called for a 38 entry, which is a little bit better, and it was just this 1-minute fair value gap with stops resting below the inverses. Boom. As you can see, pretty sniper trade, fully delivers for 70 points. And then in hindsight, looking back now, she ripped up to the 504 data high, which was, I said, was the last target. And as I said on the PM session as well, longs I've held looking for 504 data highs. But again, first we want to look short because why? We have narrative to the daily fair value gap and the 4 hour fair value gap. Got one short off the 15-minute model, one continuation here down to that last 1 hour. Once we delivered the 1 hour, we delivered the 4 hour, we delivered the daily. How do we act? We find buying. Again, early entry could have played at this inverse or this bullish. I was a bit iffy because I did not want to go against the selling. Once we see us inverse the 15-minute, once we see us inverse a 5-minute, then we can comfortably say longs can at least minimum deliver to this 1 hour, and that is exactly what happened. Very quick recap. Read the market like a book once again. That is April 30th full day recap. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join the Discord, we have a link in the bio. We'd be happy to have any and all new members. But until next time, guys, peace out.